There are many different forms of breast cancer, and triple-negative breast cancer tends to be one of the most aggressive. Here to help us understand a bit more about TNBC and tells us about the first ever fundraiser specifically for TNBC is the Medical Director of the Tom Baker Cancer Center, Dr. Sunil Verma. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Leah.
Thank you for being here.
Great to be here.
So why don't we start right at the beginning? What exactly is triple-negative breast cancer?
Sure. So as we know, breast cancer is many different types. And one of the most common types is estrogen receptor positive. Then we have HER2 positive. These are receptors that are on breast cancer cells. And whatever is not estrogen receptor positive or HER2 positive is termed triple-negative breast cancer.
Okay.
And by definition, it's defined by what it's not.
Right.
And really our research focus and our care focus and treatment focus is trying to define what it is so we can target it more directly.
Right, and target it in terms of treatment, right, so that it's most successful.
That's right. So generally what we have moved in cancer is to try and move away from chemotherapy as much as possible towards including and incorporating targeted therapies that target the cancer cells more directly. But you have to know what you're targeting.
Right.
So in triple-negative breast cancer, the work is trying to find out what are the key targets, what are the key drivers, so we can then develop therapies and treatments against it.
Interesting. That makes sense. So what's unique about triple-negative breast cancer?
So it's about 15% of breast cancers tend to be triple-negative. Overall, in breast cancer, we have noticed quite a significant decline in mortality, quite a significant improvement in outcomes.
Right.
So the risk of dying from breast cancer now, compared to 1985, 1990, is about 40% less.
Right.
Which is,
I remember doing stories on it back then, and it was very different. And now they're calling it a chronic disease, right?
Yeah.
So something you live with over time.
So what we're trying to do is patients who have advanced or metastatic breast cancer to see whether we can have extended survival, where patients can live with this disease for a longer time.
Right.
The challenge with triple-negative breast cancer is that it tends to be more aggressive. The challenge is that we don't have as many effective therapies other than chemotherapy for triple-negative breast cancer. So it's a more aggressive form, we have fewer therapies, so hence it's really a goal for us to try and develop better treatments to improve the outcomes for our patients.
Fantastic. So who does it target? Is it a specific group of women?
Yeah, so generally breast cancer is seen in patients who are in mid to late 50s, but we sometimes see breast cancer in younger women as well. And if it is a breast cancer in younger women, it tends to be more likely to be triple-negative. So it's younger women. Sometimes it's not associated with our regular risk factors. You know, sometimes we know that high estrogen content can induce a risk of breast cancer, but in triple-negative it's not related to that. So young women or women who have family history, and especially women who have history of BRCA mutation, are the ones who are more likely to get triple-negative breast cancer.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So is there anything that a woman, say, watching us chat right now can do to prevent this form of cancer or be aware of specifically? So
generally what we recommend to our patients is that mammogram is still very important.
Okay.
So mammogram after the age of 50, every 2 to 3 years is important. And for those who have a family history and need to discuss with their family doctor or their oncologist or the geneticist to see what age you should be getting a mammogram, maybe closer to age 40 if there's a strong family history. But that's something that needs to be discussed. Outside of that, exercise, low alcohol intake, good nutrition, all things that help prevent diseases at large also prevent breast cancer.
Amazing. Okay, good information there. Now, this is very exciting. This weekend is the first inaugural event celebrating and exploring triple-negative breast cancer. We've got the information up on a board for you so we can tell you all about that. It is Saturday. There's a live and silent auction, 7 p.m. to midnight. It's the Deborah Zemmel Triple-Negative Inaugural Breast Cancer Fundraiser, and it's at a fantastic location at the new National Music Center. So this is a great event. You'll be speaking at that event. And so will Bif Naked. A lot of people in Calgary know Bif Naked. They know her story with breast cancer, and she will be speaking at that as well.
No, it's a fantastic event. You know, it's really our way of giving back to the community and community to give back to the breast cancer and cancer at large. And I think the researchers at the Tom Baker Cancer Center are doing some fantastic work, and I think this is a wonderful way to support it.
Wonderful. It's going to be a fantastic event. Thank you so much for being here and helping us understand this disease a little bit better.
Wonderful to be here. Thanks.
Lovely. Let's get